Okay, so thinking about a career in insurance collections, you're going to need to be good with numbers, A&D, a people person, no easy feat. Good thing we're diving into role catchers guides to help you nail those interview questions and really figure out what this career really looks like from day one to senior level. Think of it like your cheat sheet for interview success.
It's interesting. People always think it's all about the money, right? But the real key to this role is how you communicate, building that rapport, really getting those individual situations and finding solutions that work for everyone.
It's almost like you're a financial detective. Instead of dusting for fingerprints, you're finding ways to help people navigate these tricky financial waters. Speaking of navigating, RoleCatcher has a ton of these sample interview questions. Let's start with this one. Can you explain your experience in insurance collections? Seems pretty straightforward. But how do you make your answer stand out?
So this is where you really get to show your passion, right? And how even if you don't have direct experience in insurance collections, all your past jobs, they've prepared you for this. Like, did you ever work in customer service? What about negotiating a payment plan? Ever have to do that, even like managing a budget or organizing a fundraiser? These are all skills that translate.
Yeah, it's like connecting the dots for them. You show them how your past translates directly into what they need for this job. That's got to be where RoleCatcher's AI features come in, right?
Oh, absolutely. So picture this. You're typing in your experience, and this AI, it's analyzing it against all these job descriptions, hundreds of them, including ones specifically for insurance collectors. And then it suggests ways to actually change how you talk about your experience so it has the biggest impact. It's like having your own career coach, but like in your pocket.
Okay, love that. Next question. How do you stay updated on changes in insurance regulations and policies?
Hmm.
This one sounds like it could get boring real quick if you're not careful.
Totally. The key here is like show them you're actually interested, right? Don't just list off industry magazines, although, I mean, those are important, but talk about a specific change that got your attention and why. Did it make collections harder? Did it make you think about like the future of the whole industry? That kind of enthusiasm, it's contagious.
Totally. Anyone can say they read the news. But you start talking about a specific change and what it means for the work. That shows you're not just going through the motions.
Hmm.
Okay, let's say you get hit with this one. Can you describe your approach to resolving disputes with insurance providers? Seems like every job wants you to be a conflict resolution expert these days.
Right. It's all about keeping your cool and showing you can problem solve. The STAR method is great for this. That's situation, task, action, and then result. So you describe a specific situation where you had to resolve a dispute, tell them what you were supposed to do, explain the actions you took, and then highlight that positive outcome.
Right, so instead of saying, I'm a good problem solver, you're giving them a real example of how you've actually resolved these conflicts in the past. RoleCatcher's AI, I bet it can help make sure your answer hits all those points, right?
Oh, yeah, totally. It's like having a second set of eyes, making sure your answer's clear, it's concise, and it really shows off those conflict resolution skills. Now, let's get into one that's all about organization. How do you prioritize your workload when managing a large portfolio of insurance claims?
Got to prove you can handle the chaos, right?
Right.
But instead of just saying, oh, I'm organized, how do you actually give them
You
specifics?
got to be specific. Tell them about the systems you use to stay organized, how you track deadlines, how you manage all these different cases, and quantify those achievements. Did you deal with a crazy number of customer questions? Did you always meet deadlines, even under pressure? Numbers are super powerful.
Love it. Turning I'm a hard worker into actual evidence. Okay, now this is one I think everyone can relate to. Can you describe a time when you had to work with a difficult client or customer?
We've all been there, right? Those interactions that just, like, test your patience.
For sure. The trick is you don't want to throw anyone under the bus. Focus on the positive. Pick an example where you actually calmed the situation down, you found a compromise, or maybe you helped the client understand something really complicated.
It shows you can handle those tough personalities, but professionally and with empathy. And I'm guessing RoleCatcher can give you feedback on how your answer comes across.
You got it. The AI, it can catch anything that might be a red flag for the interviewer.
So helpful. Okay, this question is definitely insurance specific. Can you walk us through your experience with medical billing and coding? What if you don't have direct experience? What then? Honesty is always the best policy. Just acknowledge that you haven't worked directly with it, but then, this is key, pivot to those transferable skills. Have you worked with invoices before? What about processing payments? Maybe you're just really good at understanding complicated documents. These all show that you're a fast learner and you can adapt.
It's about drawing those connections, even if they're not super obvious. Okay, now this one's about attention to detail.
Yeah.
How do you ensure that all insurance claims are processed accurately and efficiently?
Time to show off how detail-oriented you are. Do you double-check your work? Do you live and breathe by spreadsheets or a specific software? Mention anything you use to stay accurate, especially if it's relevant to the job you want.
I bet RoleCatcher's AI can really help tailor that response to the specific job you're going for, right?
Absolutely. It's like having a cheat sheet that helps you highlight the best skills and experience for each job you apply to. Okay, let's try this one. It's a little delicate. Can you describe a time when you had to handle a sensitive or confidential situation?
Oof. Yeah, tricky. You want to show you're professional, but without, like, actually revealing private information.
You've got to find that balance. Choose an example that lets you talk about your discretion and responsibility without giving away details. Focus on your actions, the outcome, and the skills you used.
So it's more about the what used to be, not the specifics of the situation.
Yeah.
I bet RoleCatcher can help people find that sweet spot.
Of course. The AI, it checks your answer for anything that might be a confidentiality issue, making sure your answer makes an impact, but is also, ethical.
Love it. All right, last question for this section. How do you handle situations where insurance providers are slow to respond or unresponsive?
Oh, I feel like that's a universal frustration, honestly.
Tell me about it. But it's also the perfect chance to show you're patient, you're persistent, and you know how to get things done. Think of a time when you ran into a similar problem and how you solved it. Did you find a shortcut? Did you make friends with someone who could help you cut through the red tape? You turned that negative into a positive, showing how resourceful you are. And I have a feeling RoleCatcher can help with this too.
100%. The AI can look at your answer and actually suggest ways to change how you say it, highlight how calm you stayed, how you took charge, and found a solution even when things were tough.
It's like having your own personal branding expert to help with interviews. Okay, we've covered a lot, but there's still more to come. After the break, we'll switch gears from acing those interview questions to understanding what a career in insurance collections could actually look like from entry level all the way up to those senior positions. So stick with us. We'll be right back. And we're back. So we've talked about how to crush those interview questions, but let's get into the bigger picture. What does a career in insurance collections actually look like long term? Luckily, RoleCatcher breaks it all down, from entry level to senior positions.
It's kind of amazing how much you can grow in this field, You start with the basics, contacting people, figuring out payment plans, but as you get more experience, you can move into these strategic roles, managing teams, coming up with collection strategies, even building relationships with big players in the industry.
It really is like climbing a career ladder, each step, with tougher challenges, but also better rewards. Let's start with those first few rungs. RoleCatcher gives a pretty good picture of what an entry-level insurance collector does day to day. Seems like a good mix of communication and just being organized.
Totally. You're calling people who have overdue bills, helping out with billing disputes, and becoming a master of diplomacy in the process, right? It's all about getting that solid foundation in insurance and how to talk to clients.
And I love that they have those sample profiles for each career stage. For entry level, you can be like, I'm excited to use my communication skills and learn from experienced people in this kind of fast-paced environment. It's like they're giving you the lines.
Exactly. You want to show that you're eager and that you're ready to learn, which is so important when you're starting out. Now, once you get to junior insurance collector, you've got more responsibility, you're more independent. It's not just assisting anymore. You're the one calling clients, figuring out their situation, and working out payment plans.
So being able to solve problems and negotiate, those are even more important at this level, right?
Oh, yeah.
It's not enough to just follow the rules. You have to be more creative, find solutions that work for everyone.
Absolutely. And RoleCatcher's got your back here, too. They have another example profile for this stage. You could say something like, I've got a proven track record of solving tough problems while still keeping those client relationships positive. Shows them you've got the skills and you're ready for more.
Like leveling up in a video game. You've beaten the easy levels. Now it's time for the boss battles. And speaking of boss battles, the senior insurance collector role. That's where you're the leader, right? You're managing teams, developing strategies, even going to industry events. Sounds pretty intense.
It's perfect for people who are good at communicating, thinking strategically, being a leader. You're not just managing yourself anymore. You're guiding others, making those collection processes better, and really having an impact on the whole department.
And RoleCatcher's guide goes into what skills you need to get there. Their example profile, it really focuses on strategic thinking, team management, and just really understanding the ins and outs of insurance. You could say, my leadership skills and my track record of developing good collection strategies make me a perfect fit for this. It's about owning it, showing them what you're worth.
Exactly. And what I love is that RoleCatcher doesn't just give you these sample profiles. Remember all that AI stuff we were talking about?
Yeah.
That can help you make these profiles even better, tailoring them for each job description, highlighting the best parts.
So it's like having a personal career coach help you write the perfect resume and cover letter for every step of your career.
Totally. But remember, it's not always about getting to the very top. It's about finding what works for you. And this is where things get interesting. RoleCatcher, they also highlight these alternative job titles that might be good for someone with insurance collector skills.
Oh, I love this part. It's like finding hidden treasure on a map.
Okay.
So what other careers could someone with these skills look into?
Well, there's the obvious one, debt collector. It's more general, covers more industries, but it goes way beyond that. Think about it. You're a great communicator, negotiator, problem solver. Those are valuable everywhere.
So true. It's like you said, people don't always realize how important those people skills are, but you can use them in so many jobs.
For sure. You could do financial planning, customer service management, even mediation or arbitration. It's all about being open-minded and seeing how your skills fit in different places.
So it's not just about finding any job, it's about finding the right career.
Exactly. And RoleCatcher gives you the tools and info to do just that. Whether you're just starting or looking to make a change, their guides and that awesome AI can help you navigate the whole job market.
It's like having a GPS for your career.
Okay.
Okay, so we've talked about rocking those interview questions and finding different career paths, but there's one more piece of the puzzle, right? How does RoleCatcher's AI actually work? How does it make all this magic happen? Let's get into that. We're back, ready to pull back the curtain on this secret weapon, RoleCatcher's AI. We've talked about how it can help you tailor your whole approach, but let's get specific. How does this AI actually work?
Okay, so imagine this. You finally perfected your resume, right? You upload it to RoleCatcher, and this AI goes to work. It scans everything, compares your skills and experience to this massive database of job descriptions, tons of them, including ones for insurance collectors, obviously. Then, get this, it suggests keywords, phrases, even whole sections to add or change, so your resume really grabs their attention.
So it's like having a professional resume writer in your corner, but without the huge fees.
Exactly. And it doesn't stop there. RoleCatcher's AI, it can work its magic on cover letters, too. Helps you find that sweet spot. Showing off your personality, but also hitting all those skills they're looking for in the job description.
No more generic cover letters. It's all about standing out.
You got it. RoleCatcher helps you tell your story, your career story, in a way that really clicks with the specific job you're going for.
Okay, now on to the interview itself. The part that makes everyone nervous.
You know, right? But RoleCatcher's got you covered there, too. Remember all those sample interview questions? Well, you can actually practice your answers with RoleCatcher and get feedback from the AI on everything. How you're talking, your tone, even your body language.
Wait, it can tell how you're using your body language through a webcam. That's next level.
It's true. It helps you get every single detail right, from the words you're saying to how you're presenting yourself. You'll walk into that interview feeling like $1,000,000.
It's like having a coach A&D, a secret weapon, all in one.
Yeah.
But it goes even further, right? RoleCatcher has info on different companies and industries, too.
Oh, yeah. Information is key when you're job hunting, right? RoleCatcher lets you do research on companies, get a feel for their culture, even see salary ranges for similar jobs. That way, when it comes to talking money, you're ready.
No more going into those salary negotiations blind. I love that RoleCatcher gives you the power to make good decisions about your career.
Exactly. It's all about giving you the tools and the knowledge so you can succeed. Writing your resume, nailing the interview, getting paid what you're worth. RoleCatcher's there every step of the way.
So there you have it. We've covered a ton about the world of insurance collecting, those tough interview questions, the different career paths you can take, and of course, RoleCatcher's AI, your secret weapon to stand out and get that dream job. Remember, it's not just about finding any job. It's about finding the career that you're passionate about that plays to your strengths. With the right tools and enough prep, you can do anything you set your mind to. Until next time.